This is the one thing that I think that you should not say. And it's not a specific phrase. It's a topic that you should never bring up. I think that you should never make references to your exes. And the reason why I think you should not make references to your exes is it essentially devalues your current relationship, your covenant. And this is the thing. We live in a generation of people who have dated so much.
Yeah, we live in a dating culture. We don't live in a marriage culture.
Yeah. Years ago, they didn't really have that problem so much because it's like people got married at the age of, 18, 19. There is a thing called soul ties that you bring into marriage. Soul ties.
And they can be broken.
And they can be broken in Jesus' name. Ask Sonia and she will help you. But I think you should never make references to your exes within the context of your marriage life, because sometimes I'll hear like different couples be like, oh yeah, I had an ex who did this or that, or I had an ex who did this or that. And even if it's a negative thing that they did, I think that you should not reference your exes within the context of marriage. I don't think it's a good thing.
I'm like
at
scouring my mind, like, have I ever done this to my husband? Because I hope I never have.
No, it's fine, baby. You're good. Okay, so that's my one thing.
Yeah, I think that's really good. My only tidbit in response to that is Michelle Farber told me once that comparison precedes death. When you compare your ex to your spouse, what might be dying is trust. So just be careful with comparison, even if it's never vocalized. Man, watch your heart with that. Yeah, watch your heart with that. So yeah, that's my tidbit.
Absolutely. What is yours?
And then mine is, one thing you should never say to your spouse is threatening divorce as a weapon. I just think that it's okay if you're in a place where you need to have hard conversations, because divorce is like a real option that you're looking at. That's when it should be brought up in a safe context, not when you're in an argument, in a counseling session with a pastor, with a counselor. That I think it should be brought up and mentioned, but not as a weapon.
In arguments, essentially, like, I'm going to leave you.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you, or
I'm going to divorce you.
Anything that alludes to divorce.
That's a low blow.
I think that, honestly, those things are word curses. Yeah. And I think that once you declare it and once you go there, it's like you're on a slippery slope to that destination. And I want marriages to stay together.
Thank you all so much for joining us here on the Growing with the Nhiras podcast. Hey, we always want to remind you that the reason why we're here is because we are on a journey to learn and grow with you in the areas of faith, purpose, and relationships. So thank you. If you like this podcast and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and comment on this video. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any other listening platform, make sure that you give us a rate, that you rate us, you comment, so that more people can get access to this podcast. We love you all so much, and we will see you next week on the Growing with the Nhiras podcast.